I sound him.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19.
All right, Coach. EA Sports. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care, and you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team that wins.
And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A huge play there right off the bat. 75 yards. So close, couldn't get all the way in, knocking on the doorstep down to one. Nevertheless, fantastic run.
Not only that, this is where you wave to your...
And they're going to get to him. A sack back at the 9-yard line.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Back to throw. Rich, throw left side complete. That's Fletcher. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
And his kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today, Spawn.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They begin here with a run by Andrews. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Operating from the gun, Nicholson. And this is going to be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
All right, here we go.
On 1st down, Rich. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 4 catches, 57 yards.
And most teams mark down big plays as ones that gain 10 yards or more. He certainly has big playability, and we just saw it on display.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to go and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
This is brought in by Hardy. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
All right, here we go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. On third down, Rich. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Now a look at the defensive starters here for the Steelers. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time. Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell him, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one. But they couldn't hook up, and it's 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down, Rich. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They start on the ground with Andrews. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. 1 quarter in the books. 6-0 is our score. They've got a 2nd down and 5 here to start things out.
Here we go.
Now Andrews. And he's got room. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down. I mean, they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about and tackle to make a nice play? I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker.
Here we go. Green, 39.
From the gun, Nicholson firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
23 yards on the play.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? The spring.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. As his guys are in for 6. And the Seahawks are now just an extra point away from moving out in front. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. They worked out for 6. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Partner, I think there's a lesson there. Some days you're just having a really tough time, and for the defense, today has been that day. But after that play, what do you learn? You can still make plays even when the other guy's having success against you.
And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him on to the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his. But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence in the no matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Looking to throw. Nicholson. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit, right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
An NFL update. They're in the second quarter in Baltimore, and it's the Browns out to the early advantage. Cam Newton, a single touchdown pass to this point in that one. Now a first carry for their fullback, and nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a third down. Now, they couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, You have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
The drive begins with a handoff to Andrews. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. Back to Heinz Field after this. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Back to throw. Rich got his man complete over the middle. That's Baker. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. This quarterback now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Rich. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So he's been a busy man here in this 1st half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Here we go. 3-19.
Throwing on 1st down. Nicholson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Green 39. Green 39.
To throw on 2nd down. Nicholson. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half.
Here we go now.
On 3rd down, that's Andrews, and they'll get him down here at the 23. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half. Here's Matt Hawk now. He's been terrific so far. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. That's pulled in at the 32. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. 3-19.
Throwing to start the drive. Rich. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hardy. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Here we go now.
They go play action here on first down. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
To throw again. Rich. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
From the gun. Rich throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout, and now we're set to get going. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's got a man complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 30 yards there. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Looking to throw on second down. Nicholson. And that is incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Looking to throw. Nicholson. And he comes back with one complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And only a yard this time, taken down right around the 26.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know it.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Rich, he's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that's going to make it 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. They'll run it with Andrews. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Back to throw. Nicholson toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Nicholson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Going up top. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. In for the score. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
False start, offense.
So that'll set the offense back 5, make it 1st and 15. The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15.
Let's go!
And they'll run it here. And it'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. He wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Operating from the gun. Rich. Throw left side complete. It's Hardy. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
1st and 10. Rich. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hardy. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
Set. Green 39. Green 30.
On first down, Rich. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
It's a 6-yard pickup to get them back to the original line of scrimmage with third down coming up. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
False start, offense.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit him over the top.
He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. From the gun, Rich. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. And his kick here is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each inning and touchdown. This game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
Well, my cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
To throw on 2nd down. Nicholson, quick hitter here, it's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. We saw a lot of that a week ago defensively from him. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Just always seems to be around the football.
I like your observation there. Understands the game, understands positioning, can put himself in the right spot, and then make a play on the football.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
On third down, Nicholson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more there and another first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get
end zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. As his guys are in for 6. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that will get him 1 closer. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Throwing on first down. Rich over the middle, and it's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Operating from the gun. Rich throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get 1 more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Looking to throw. Rich. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Throwing again. Rich. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And no, it's incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for the strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Hurry up, here we go.
Here's Andrews. He takes this for 3 to the 29. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. On the ground, Andrews again. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. On 3rd down, that's Andrews. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
On 1st and 10, Rich. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. On 1st down, Rich. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight.
Now let's go.
Unable to find anyone
319.
open.
319.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. And with just over 40 seconds now remaining, he gets up and spikes it. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go.
Off the play fake. Rich. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now let's go.
The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee. Good bounce-back win. They take the knee. Can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
Shows that they handled things really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realizes there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or are you one of those guys
I'm a little
skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big